What's the difference between manifesting $1 and $3 million? Well, this is exactly what the secret sauce is. Take a deep breath and relax your mind for just a second because we're going to quantum jump your vibration of money, wherever it is right now, into a higher state. And it's going to be super easy if you watch to the end of this video to make sure that you actually lock that into your vibration. So I just want you to just imagine right now a dollar. And then just think about like you found $1. It's cool, right? It's not that big of a deal, right? Like there's this, I gained some more energy or I gained $1, but then at the same time, it didn't blow my mind. It didn't really like make me super crazy, right? Or it didn't make that huge of an impact that it seemed unattainable. Notice how your energy opens up the moment you have that realization. Now, that same energy that you have right now is what you basically end up feeling when you manifest $3 million. And then as soon as I share that with you, notice how your energy wobbles or there's like a little bit of resistance to some degree in your body or in your mind or anything like that. You're not separated from the frequency of having more money. You're allowing your thoughts and your beliefs to be in the way of you perceiving yourself being in that vibration. That's why you feel the wobble. So just remember, what's it feel like to have $1 right now? You just found $1. Put yourself back into that thought process. And sometimes I do it even crazy, like instead of just I found $1, I found 4 quarters. When you find 4 quarters, you're like, okay, cool, I have $1, right? And especially when you're like at the gas station or something and you need to like fill your tires with air, you're looking for the quarters so that you can put them in the machine. And then when you find all those quarters, you're like, yes. It's not crazy. You don't feel like pressure, but you're like, yes, I found those fucking quarters. Put yourself in that vibration. It's not that big of a deal, but it's great. Now I want you to imagine what it's like to find $10. Notice that $1 to $10 didn't really change in its core principle, its core foundation. It was a little bit more money, but it's only $9 more than what you originally found. You already know how to maintain the vibration of $1. So you can just multiply that until it becomes $10. Do you see how simple the frequencies are? If you feel any pressure in your third eye right now, it's because you're recalibrating how the energy of money moves in your reality. See, your third eye is tied to the water element. Money is tied to the water element. So it's not about opening up your third eye and then you get more money. You need to understand how the third eye, its frequency of the 6th dimension, flows through reality and it manifests as money. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I want to manifest money. I got to manifest money. You just have to become more aligned with the 6th dimension. Dimension 6, being in flow. You've ever heard that? Being in a flow state. That's 6th dimensional consciousness, being in a flow state. Being authentic, 5th dimensional consciousness. Understanding that we can transcend time and space, 4th dimensional consciousness. Cause and effect, 3rd dimensional consciousness. Waves collapsing upon themselves, 2nd dimensional consciousness. And notice how like when you just become aware of how reality is structured, your vibration of money becomes clearer. Right now, you should be feeling like a bit of clarity. You might be feeling tranquility. You might be feeling like you're getting downloads even. This is the vibration of money. Like if you're still like, well, how is it going to show up in $100 bills? You don't get it. This is the vibration of money. An ascended master understands how to tap into the vibration of money and lets it materialize for you. $1 is no different than $3 million. You're just multiplying the $1 frequency into 3 million. You only do that by expanding your consciousness in terms of flow with money. Deep breath. If you feel any resistance, relax into it. You're the one that's here because you want to manifest more money. You want to learn how to become richer, right? Being rich is a state of consciousness. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be a genius for it, but you do have to understand what that state of consciousness is. Luck isn't happenstance. Every creation you put into reality has chaos and harmony. When you play a game, it's the chaos that allows the game to be fun, that allows you to play. Like without the chaos, you can't play the game. And usually the entire game is to reach a state of harmony at some point. Some games have multiple chapters. There's version 1, version 2, version 4, version whatever. You know what I mean? So the adventure continues. Chaos reintroduces itself after you find harmony. And the saga continues. You need to stay in flow. That's what money is. Money is chaotic. It wants to find harmony. It'll find harmony and it becomes chaotic again. And it flows. And you need to get used to that vibration at a 6th-dimensional level so you don't have to worry about abundance anymore. Abundance is literally everywhere. Nature is abundant. The planet itself is abundant. Our nature is abundance. We recreate ourselves every 7 years. You regrow your skin. You can change your consciousness. You can heal yourself. That's all abundance. You can do that, just like Mother Earth can generate plants and trees, feed the animals. And as you feel like a slight collapse, you're going to feel like your energy expands and then kind of comes back, and then it'll every so often expand and then come back. It's because now you're in harmony with polarity. A lot of people expand. Light workers, on average, they expand and expand and expand and expand and expand. They never understand how to contract. Contracting is accepting. Like, contracting is creating a boundary. So if you're an empath and you have a hard time with your powers and being able to think clearly and feel clearly and people taking advantage of you, you don't have clear boundaries. If you don't have clear boundaries, it's because you don't know how to contract your energy. You're continuously expanding, and you're expanding into other people's energy fields, and then you're not taking care of yourself internally, so you're expanding and broadcasting your state of consciousness, which then whoever wants to take advantage of it will show up in your life and feed off of it. Same thing happens with money. If you don't understand the vibration of money, if you always are expanding, I'm going to expand into becoming more rich, you don't know how to contract into accepting riches. So the more you expand, you'll broadcast more of your lack. You'll broadcast more of you're trying to attain it. You create more space and more time. But when you contract, which is kind of like creating a boundary, you're like, I accept, I take accountability that I'm the creator of my reality. I will take this money and apply it in a way that is of service rather to myself, my ecosystem, the world, or other. And this is all under the vibration of $1. And notice that when I brought your awareness back to the $1 concept, all that energy that we've been generating came back to one single thought. When all that energy came back to one single thought, that's the 0 point. When people describe the 0 point, $1 is simultaneously $3 million. And if you just let yourself explore that concept for a second, you can go to a store and buy a lottery ticket that probably costs you $1, $2. That dollar has access to the jackpot. That dollar is part of the jackpot. You just gave money to the jackpot. That means you are directly touching the jackpot, but you have to have your awareness there so that you can claim the prize. A lot of times people buy a lotto ticket and then they give their money away in hopes of touching and accessing the jackpot without realizing that the moment that they're buying the ticket, they're contributing those $2, they're contributing their own energy into the jackpot. So you're touching that jackpot. You already have access to that jackpot. If you solidify that thought, if you make that thought dense, if you don't complicate it, but you see the simplicity of interconnectivity, of unity consciousness, you'll claim that ticket. And even if you don't claim the exact jackpot, you'll claim your next free couple tickets. Taking a deep breath in. So reconnect one more time. Think about finding $20. $20 is like, yeah, I found $20. It's awesome. But even then, $20 isn't that big of a deal because you know that money wants to move. So that money is going to be spent. So even when you get money, if you can train yourself to be like, okay, this money needs to circulate. Rather, I'm going to spend it on something, I'm going to invest it on something, or I'm going to hold on to it for just a moment. Eventually, it has to move. So being attached to the $20 bill is only going to create suffering. It's going to lower your vibration. It's going to put it on a pedestal instead of remembering that it's only the multiplication of $1 bill into a 20. And notice that like you're going to feel a lot of that in the center of your body, especially like your lower 3 chakras. A lot of times people think like manifesting money has to be like this grandiose, expansive thing. No, it's just let me redefine money within myself. Let me tell the quantum field how I want it to shift around me so I can visualize the manifestation that is already mine. I already have access to. I'm already touching it anyway. And then notice you have tension here in your third eye or maybe around your head. It feels like a bit of pressure. The only reason why you have tension is because you're shifting your awareness into the 6th dimension. You were spinning in a certain direction, and now you're like trying to change the flow in the opposite direction. So like if you've ever tried to stop a wheel, like right, if you're going at 60 miles an hour in your car and then you suddenly hit the brakes, you're still going to slide for a little bit before you actually stop. You can hit the brakes and you're going to hear the screech of the tires as they burn and they slide down the road until you come to a complete stop. So the distortion you're feeling is simply you trying to stop the flow or change the flow, the direction of a moving tire already. It's going to take a second for it to adjust and then hit reverse. Notice that clarity that comes to you. Notice that energy that's opening up. This is Antojai shamanism. You're not manifesting money. You're simply just understanding how money manifests itself based off of the element of water, the psychic energies of the third eye, the sixth dimension, and nature itself. Deep breath. Let me know in the comments below what downloads came through. How did it feel? Share it with somebody that you think could really benefit from this, because in all honesty, if you learn how to do this, this is how you're going to become rich. I've spent so much time trying to understand how the wealthiest people think, how they construct their realities, how they think about themselves, how they think about business. And this is the secret sauce that then has even changed my life in ways that I didn't think I would ever achieve personally. So I'm sharing it with you because I'm at a point right now where I don't even think about money. I don't need for anything. Everything's just aligned and things show up when I actually require something. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like I have an infinite pantry of options that I can just pull from when necessary, but I don't always have to stress out about, like, how am I going to make the thing happen? You have the same access, but you have to ascend your consciousness, which means you just have to become hyper aware of the structure of reality, and then you can manifest whatever it is that you want. Grab the Antojai Quantum Reiki Tarot if you want to be able to guide yourself independently in your own practice, because this is very powerful indeed. The links are going to be in the descriptions below. And I'm sending you so much love. I'll catch you in the next video. Antojai, subscribe.